What's up, everyone? Welcome to the July 4th edition of FanDuel Tournament Plays presented by PrizePicks. I'm your host, Adam Scherer. You can follow me on Twitter at ShipMyMoneyDFS. And as a reminder, you just go to Awesemo to sign up and make a deposit at PrizePicks. You'll receive one free month of Stokastic Plus Platinum. You'll also receive a 100% deposit bonus up to $100 on that first deposit. We have a 7-game MLB slate starting at 6:10 Eastern on FanDuel tonight. So keep in mind that there is an early lock there. We're going to take a look at the top 3 tournament stacks and top 3 tournament pitchers as usual, using the top stacks tool and the top pitchers tool on the Stokastic.com website. Starting with the top 3 stacks. Number 3, the Toronto Blue Jays taking on Cole Irvin in Oakland. Toronto is projected for about 3% ownership with a 9% chance of being the top scoring stack. It is a park downgrade for them, but they're facing a lefty in Irvin that doesn't miss a lot of bats. He struck out 16.7% of hitters this year, 1.31 xFIP, 1.31 home runs per 9, 4.33 xFIP for Irvin, a 114 WRC plus, and 173 ISO on the Blue Jays roster. Number 2, the Atlanta Braves taking on Dakota Hudson. Hudson has done a good job of limiting power this year, allowing only 0.68 home runs per 9 innings, but he struck out 13.3% of hitters with a 4.69 xFIP. There's a ton of power in the Braves lineup as their active roster has a 204 WRC plus, 204 ISO rather, and a 115 WRC plus. The Braves are projected for about 5% ownership with a 12% chance of being the top scoring stack. And number 1, the New York Mets, 20% projected ownership, but a 16% chance of being the top scoring stack and a 13% chance of being the top value stack as they take on Hunter Green tonight in Cincinnati. It's a favorable park for hitting. Green is a very good pitching prospect. He has excellent strikeout stuff with a 28.9% strikeout percentage this year, but he has allowed 2.43 home runs per 9 innings. The Mets active roster has a 113 WRC plus and a 145 ISO. Now, looking at the top 3 tournament pitchers, number 3, Taijuan Walker, 2% projected ownership, 6% chance of being the top scoring pitcher at $8,900. He's taking on the Reds in Cincinnati. It's a difficult park to pitch in, but the Reds active roster only has a 91 WRC plus, and they've struck out 22.1% of the time. Walker has a 17.7% strikeout percentage and a 3.89 xFIP so far this season. Number 2, Johnny Cueto, projected for 1% ownership, with a 6% chance of being the top scoring pitcher at $9,300. It's a relatively difficult matchup against the Minnesota Twins, who have a 115 WRC plus. Their active roster has struck out about 21.1% of the time. Cueto has been a decent pitcher this year, though, striking out 20.5% of hitters with a 3.97 xFIP. He has a 5% chance of being the top value pitcher in addition to a 6% chance of being the top scoring pitcher. And number 1, Kyle Wright, $10,500 in a difficult matchup against the St. Louis Cardinals. Wright has struck out 25.7% of hitters with a 3.34 xFIP so far this season. It is worth mentioning that we've seen his strikeout numbers come down recently. Over his last 5 starts, he's only struck out about 22% of hitters, despite having some favorable matchups. The Cardinals active roster has a 121 WRC plus and has only struck out 20% of the time, but at 6% ownership, there is merit to going to Wright here and hoping that he's able to outscore pitchers like Sean Manaea and Alek Manoah at the top. So to recap, the top 3 tournament stacks: number 3, the Toronto Blue Jays; number 2, the Atlanta Braves; number 1, the New York Mets; and the top 3 tournament pitchers: number 3, Taijuan Walker; number 2, Johnny Cueto; and number 1, Kyle Wright.